So in this series of videos, I'm going to show you how you can create a CG animation using Relusion iClone in Unreal Engine 4. Now, when I started messing around with Aculips, I realized that it was actually pretty darn good. It was so quick, and the result that you get out of it is pretty unheard of, to be honest. I mean, I'm obviously new to the whole animation thing, and I'm telling you, getting accurate lip sync is pretty difficult. Now, I've used many techniques before, but a lot of people always say, hey, what if we don't have a motion capture helmet? What if we don't have, expensive softwares? And that's really what made me curious to pretty much see, can I make a short script, micro script, a prologue using the Relusion Aculips with a body motion capture. Now, this is more like a challenge, and to be honest, I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but this is more like an experiment to see if I can pull it off. As you all know, I like to challenge myself whenever I'm making these things. So pretty much the only thing that you technically have to pay for here is the Relusion and a body mocap if you want it to look good. Now, additionally, if you don't have a body mocap, Relusion does have an actor core library of motion capture that you can buy a la carte, pretty much just pieces one at a time. You don't have to buy it as a pack, but I do think you save some money whenever you buy them as a pack. But with that being said, this is pretty low-key, low-budget for what I'm trying to create. It's just gonna be for my prologue, pretty much a simple conversation between two people. What I'm gonna do is, instead of doing a step-by-step video, I'm just gonna showcase how I was able to use the Relusion tools when creating this short script. Okay, so I want to begin this project with teaching you how to export your MetaHuman characters from Quixel Bridge to Unreal Engine 4. Now, whenever you're using Unreal Engine 4, 4.26, or 7, you're going to need Quixel Bridge to get your MetaHuman in Unreal. So to do that, just download Quixel Bridge and log in. And then you're going to have MetaHuman presets right here. But if you have custom ones that you made via the web browser, the MetaHuman Creator tool, you're going to have an extra link right here with the MetaHumans. Now, these are all my MetaHumans right here. Some of these were made by my little cousin. She's killing it right now. The first thing you need to do is actually download the MetaHuman. So if you click on this, this is a new one she made. I can download this, and once I'm done downloading it, so this example, as long as an Unreal Engine 4 project is open, it's going to take it there automatically. Okay, I know a lot of people are getting confused with that. They're trying to export it from the Human Creator tool in a web browser. That's not going to work. You need Quixel Bridge. Additionally, you need to install the plugin as well. So if I go right here, go to Export Settings, you see the export target is Unreal Engine. Engine version is 4.27. And the plugin location, that is just a plugin location of your actual Unreal Engine. So Epic Games, UE 4.26, and an engine, that's fine. So download, export, make sure you have an Unreal Engine open, and that's going to take your MetaHuman. It's going to create its own folder called MetaHumans, and everything is going to be right here. Okay, the second very important part that I really start with whenever I'm making these kind of things is audio. So for the audio, I reached out to two individuals online and sent them the script, and they recorded their dialogue for me, and they sent it back to me individually. So that's what you're looking at right now in Adobe Audition. So I have the track one as the male performer, second one is the female, and the third is actually yours truly counting. So I'm going to play this back. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Thanks for coming.
I see you still.
All right, so this right here, this syncing right here in the beginning is so important, and you're going to see that here in a second, because what we're going to do is we're going to sync our motion capture, body, face, and eye to this audio. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Thanks for coming.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want?
So out of this Adobe Audition, I'm going to export three things. I'm going to export the male version with my sync as an entire session. I'm going to do the female version with my sync, entire session. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and export them all together as one. So I'm going to have 3 different files. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the rest. All right, so what we're going to do first is actually download the iClone livelink MetaHuman Animation Magic. All right, so if you go to this website right here and click on Get Tools, I'm going to be doing this right here because I already have iClone. But if you don't have it and you want to try it out, you can click these right here. So click on this. All right, so once I'm logged in, it's going to give me this here. And basically all I have to do is download this right here. And then all I have to do now is just copy that zip file and put it in my folder, which is called Uncle Sam, which is the project name for this. I'm going to extract it here for now. Okay, and then we should click on this, and you're going to see we have this livelink kit. Okay, so what we're going to do now is open up iClone. And we're also going to be opening 3D Exchange. So I'm going to go to the Relution Hub. So while that's opening, I'm going to show you a very important thing that you have to do whenever you're doing this. If you go to the MetaHuman Creator tool, and let's just open one of these. Press top. The body type of your MetaHuman is very important when you're doing this. So what I mean is if I go to type right here, I usually do average normal weight because you can have short, tall, average. So I use this right here for female, and then I use this for male right here. And this is average female, average male. Now this is very important because you're going to see that the dummies are similar. They have the same naming convention. So if I go to female, medium, normal weight, body. Female, medium, overweight, body. So I use this for female. For male, I use this. Okay? So whenever you're creating your characters in the MetaHuman Creator tool, make sure you're paying attention to that. Okay? So we have iClone open now. And what I'm going to do is actually, let's go ahead and change the total frames here. Okay, because by default, it's only 1800. All right, and what I'm going to do is import one of those. All right, so for this one, we're going to do female, normal weight, open. So you can see it's right here. Now in the Relution Hub, we're going to be opening the 3D Exchange. Okay, so now we have 3D Exchange up. We are going to import our mocap data. So if I go to my folder, Uncle Sam, go to mocap, we're going to go with a female agent first. I'm going to go check ignore namespace, import animation. We're going to do 60 frames per second. Okay, now that I have that here, that's good. Make this like that. All right. And then what I'm going to do is double click the animation right here. Right? You can see it's moving around. I'm going to press stop because what we're going to do is actually convert to non-standard right here. And then what we're going to do is click on the head here. Click on the head here because basically we're going to tell iClone or iClone 3D Exchange where the bones are for this. So pretty much do the entire thing right here. And if you go down here, there's also arrows. So just pick the first one right here. And actually, this is your shoulder. Sorry, should have done that. And they should turn green. For as far as the hands, I didn't have any gloves on this one, so it shouldn't have any finger information. It's just the usual right here. Right, so once you're done with that, and what I'm going to do is just load my preset, because I created a preset for this for my Xanza window. As you can see, everything is good. And then I'm going to go ahead and convert. And then all we have to do now is go to apply this iClone. And this is going to send this straight to iClone, which is freaking awesome. So if I press play or scrub through, you're going to see our motion. Pretty awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and make this smaller because I actually recorded a lot of warming up prior, before, and after. See that? I'm walking around. I'm just waking up the sensors there. Keep going. Okay. And this is where she stops. Go like this. And what's great about this is we're actually going to be cleaning this up a little bit here. And then if need be, in Unreal Engine, we can clean that up as well. But I absolutely love cleaning up in iClone because it's so much faster. And you're going to see that here in a second. So I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to break it. I'm going to delete the before because I don't need all that. I'm going to drag this all the way to the beginning. Okay. And you're going to see we have a clap here. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Okay. So that's our sync. We're going to go all the way. And then she's going to go walk around again for the warm up. So I'm going to break it right here. And delete this. And I'm going to go ahead and save this because I'm super duper paranoid when it comes to this. So we're going to do female body because we're actually going to separate the motion. We're going to do the motion separately for body, and then we're going to do it for the facial as well. So the next thing we're going to do is actually add the audio. Now the only way I was able to add audio here was adding like a shape. All right. And then, or like a prop, and then adding the audio to it. So if I go to prop right here, I'm going to 3D blocks. Just going to drag and drop this 3D block right here. And I'm just going to scale it down because that's way too big. Select 10. Oop, 10. 10. 10. All right. And when that's done, you're going to see that in our timeline right here. Now I'm going to go to my audio, sound. I'm going to click on one of these, and I'm going to say find file. This is going to open up a Windows Explorer. And what I'm going to do is add my sounds here. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete all of this. Then I'm going to go to my Uncle Sam folder, and then I'm going to go to my exports. I have female, male, and then together. Okay, so we're going to copy the female. I'm going to go back, paste, and let's go ahead and copy the male there. And since this is synced up to our body mocap, this is going to work amazing. So I'm going to drag the audio clip through the dummy. If I press play, 1, 2, 3, clap. Okay, you saw that her clap was a little bit faster than our actual audio. So I'm going to click on this, make it bigger. 1, 2. Okay, so she is clapping way too early. 1, 2, 3. Still. 3. 3. 3. Clap. 3. Clap. Okay, so that's pretty good. And I'm just going to go ahead and stretch it out so I don't move it. 1, 2, 3. Clap. Okay, so that's good. And now I'm going to save it, Control S. Let's see if my movements follow along.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want?
So that was good when I said, what do you want? And that's why whenever I was performing, I had the audio playing at the same time and I synced it.
I told you, I don't work for you anymore.
Okay, and you can see it's syncing up really nicely. All right, so next order of business is actually just fixing this a little bit, because that's way too close to the body there. It's like touching. It shouldn't be like that. All right. So what I'm going to do, and I purposely did that so I can show you how easy it is to fix that here. All right. So I'm going to go to the motion layer right here, edit motion layer. I'm going to go twirl this down. We have gestures and motion layer. For gesture, that's like your hands. For motion layer, that's the rest of your body. All right. So I'm going to the first frame where that female agent is. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to rotate this out. I'm going to press E right there to rotate. I'll do it to the other side as well. And that's it. We pretty much fixed that in 2 clicks. And that's beautiful. All right.
What do you want?
Now, if that's a little bit too far, I mean, you can finesse this here, okay? You can finesse this. I mean, we can spend like a whole week on this, finessing the movement here. And right now what I'm looking for is just like things going through the body, like that right there. Gotta make sure that's not going through the body. And it doesn't look like it, so that's good. Okay, so it's good. Animating good. Now, depending on your motion, you might have a lot more cleanup than I do. Okay. Perfect. And what I'm going to do now is actually add some gestures. So you can see the hand. I don't really look too natural. It's because I didn't have finger tracking. And I did that because I wanted to show you how easy it is to do it here. All right, so I'm going to go to the motion, go to gestures, and we're going to go with hand. There's kind of like 2 folders, and then this gesture is actually a folder itself. So what I usually do for female is I'm just going to go do that. I'm going to go to gesture, and you're going to see that now we have a keyframe there. 1, 2, 3, clap. Okay. And I can change that now to that. And as you can see, it's trying to transition it perfectly. Okay, so that's okay. And she points here, and I did that specifically. Told you. And we have a hold. Actually, we have a sign.
I told you, I don't.
Okay, and then move it left a little.
I told you. I told you, I don't work for you anymore.
Right here. And before that, I'm going to do another one. And again, go ahead and mess around with this.
I told you, I don't work for you anymore.
That's where I want it pointed. So
I don't work for you anymore.
It's a little bit late.
I don't work for you anymore.
Good. And this is going to bring it down, and we go back to a no-show pose.
I told you, I don't work for you anymore. Look, you have how many?
And then whenever she says how many, we can do like a relaxed one.
You have how many agents?
See that?
50?
And then we'll go back to another one. Just go back to a neutral.
50? Of course not. What did you do now?
All right. We're just watching this here.
Oh, yeah?
And we can just change it around if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I did some prelim work, then the project got axed. You gotta be kidding.
Okay, and we'll just get another one again. Maybe a flat relaxed.
You gotta be kidding. But why?
Whenever she says why right there.
But why?
There. Okay, and that's it. That is our whole motion there. All right, and like I said, you can spend a lot more time in here if you want to clean this up. So once that's over and you're happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and Control S. I'm going to twirl this down. I'm going to be exporting this now into an FBX so that we can import this, including the mesh, into Unreal Engine, and then we can retarget it into a MetaHuman. Right? So to do that is actually fairly simple. I'm going to go to the collection clip right here. It's just like a hidden gem right here. Go all the way right here. And then I'm going to export FBX. Now, I already have this set up, but just change it to Unreal. I'm going to change it to 30 FPS because if I go to 60 and then I drop it down in Unreal 30, it's going to be in slow motion. All right. As far as the range, we can just choose how far this is. And actually, let me just make sure. So this is like, let's just do 3700 just to be safe. Range 1 to 3700. I'm not going to embed any textures, anything else, because all we want here really is the motion. Now, you can do a live link, but for me, I always like to work on offline, meaning FBX imports. I'm going to click on these three dotted things right here, make sure everything is good. And then we can embed an A pose for Unreal. Okay. We can export this, female, iClone. And we'll name her Elizabeth or something. Save. Okay. Now I'm going to go to plugins, character creator. I'm going to go to get tool for Unreal. I'm going to download the 4.27 one. I'm going to show you how to set this up. Open the file. Okay. This is going to install the auto setup for Unreal. Next, I accept. Sure. Just remember where that file path is. Okay, so auto setup 1.22. I'm going to copy these. And then I'm going to my project folder, which is the Relution series. It's called Alley. And I'm going to paste that here. I'm going to open up the Unreal project now. And I can close this. And I can close this for now. Okay. Now this is our test map right here. So this is just a blank map that I have. And this is actually the character that's going to be playing that girl. She has hair. It's just the LOD is messed up right now. So I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to name this Liza or Elizabeth. And you guessed it. We are going to be dragging and dropping that iClone character that we exported. So it's right here. And I drag and drop it there. And since we installed the plugin, the auto setup, you're going to see that there's an icon here now. Make sure that it's here, because if not, you're not going to be able to see this pop up right here. Press OK. Standard shader is OK. As far as here, we don't want to create a, we don't want to choose a skeleton because we want it to create its own. Click on this. Now, if you don't see this, just click on this right here. Turn this on and off, but I want that checked on. Scroll down. We're going to import animations, and I'm going to set range. Now, this is by default exported time. Change this to set range. And then remember how many frames you had. We had 37 frames that we exported out. So go ahead and do that here from iClone. Check that because I don't want it removing any keys at all. So scroll down, make sure everything's good. And then the default sample rate, if that's not checked off, go ahead and check it off. If you're having problems, uncheck this and put 3060 right here, or whatever you want. But for this tutorial, this should work right here, the sample rate, default one. I'm going to go ahead and import all, and this is going to do its thing. All right, so I'm going to close this here. I'm going to save this now, save all. And now if we click on this right here, you're going to see, boom, our animation. It even comes with the finger data that we did. Because watch, she's going to point here. See? Awesome. Okay. So let's go transfer that motion to the MetaHuman. To do that, I'm going to go to this thing here again, and I'm going to go to the skeleton and make this bigger. I'm going to change this to a humanoid, which is amazing. iClone already does this for you. Go to skeleton tree, options, retargeting options. All right, and we're going to do everything for the root and pelvis, but starting from the spine, we're going to scroll all the way down, shift, select, retarget to skeleton. Save. And this is already in the A pose for Unreal, which is beautiful. I don't have to freaking retarget or anything like that. Now, what we're going to do next is go to the skeleton of Roxanne, go to body, go to the skeletal mesh, skeleton, and we're going to do the same exact thing. Now, you might not see everything as far as the look of it the same, but it's okay. As long as you follow this, you should be okay. All right, so starting with the spine, scroll down, shift, click, targeting skeleton, and we're going to change this to animation. Save. And then we're going to go to the retarget manager because we have to make sure that this is actually an A pose as well. So if we go to character, go to bones, show all hierarchy, right? So you can see there's a jacked up finger right here, but we'll fix that. I'm going to do the modify pose, click none, and they actually have a preset here for retarget. And it's called, I'm going to do the female one, import. And that's going to fix that A pose, modify, use current, save. And now we are both in A pose for this character and this skeleton. So the next thing we're going to do is drag and drop this here because it's going to need a preview mesh. Right click, retarget anim, duplicate, click on the skeleton, which is this girl's skeleton, and then retarget. It's going to compress the animation, and that should be good. Save. All right, I'm going to create a new level sequence to test this out. By default, it's fine. I'm going to drag Roxanne or Elizabeth, whatever her name is, into the sequencer. For the body, I'm going to track animation, temp motion. I'm going to delete the control rigs because we don't need that for now. Now, should have her animating. I have 30 frames per second, so I'm going to stretch this out. Boom. Just like that, we transferred our Xsense motion data, cleaned it up a little bit in iClone, and added some finger movement. And it is fantastic. All right. So now that the body is done, we're going to have to do the face next. All right. So what we're going to do now is open up Character Creator 3. And you see that right now. So I'm not going to do any changes at all to the default body. That's okay. But what we do want is we want to make sure that this character has X plus or Aculips enabled. So if we go right here, double click this, and I'm going to apply. And to check to see if that worked, if you go to the body right here, scroll all the way down, I'm going to make this bigger for you so you can see it better. Go to tongue, you should have, I think, 7 extra controls now for the tongue. So that's good. That means that it's working. And this is a female, so what I'll do is I'll export this into iClone. Go ahead and go up, focus on our face, and I'm going to save this as a different project. Female face. Okay. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to show you is, this is the name of this character is CC3 Base Plus. So we'll just name this to Rocks. Okay. And that should change it. So the next tool we're going to be taking a look at is the Aculips. Now this thing is so powerful, and I really hope Relusion improves on this because it's amazing. All right. So what I'm going to do is go to Animation, Create Script, Aculips, and I'm going to import a file. Now the reason why we created 3 different exports is this. I'm going to do them female, male, and then later in Unreal, we're going to have them both together. So I'm going to go with the female first, and I'm just going to let it generate the text. And this is going to do its own AI generation thingamajig here. All right, so there you go. This is iClone generating the text, which it does a pretty darn good job. It's almost creepy. So we have the 1, 2, 3 clap. Got that. And then obviously I wrote this script, so I should know. I see you like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want? I told you I don't work for you anymore. Look, you have how many agents? 50. Of course not. At, and then it says at, but it's actually what? What did you do now? Oh yeah? I did some prelim work, then the project got axed. You got to be kidding. You got to be kidding, but why? And then what I'm going to do is align this. And again, iClone is going to do its magic. All right? So now if I apply this, press play. 1, 2, 3, clap. All right, let me make this big here so you can see it a little bit better, because there's a lot going on down here.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want?
That's sorcery, friends. That is so cool.
I told you, I don't work for you anymore.
And what I'm going to do is extend this to 3700, because I know that's how much it is right here from the body, okay?
I don't work for you anymore.
That's so cool, man. Text to
Look,
speech.
You have how many agents? 50?
Okay. So obviously, we're not just going to leave that, because we're going to fine tune it. All right, I'm going to move this all the way to the back, and I'm going to Control S. So let's start from the beginning, and we have that 1, 2, 3 clap. 1, 2, 3 clap. Okay, that's all I want. And I'm going to delete this ah. Just like that. It's fixed. Okay, there shouldn't be any ahs in here, because this is supposed to be silent. Okay, and what's cool about this is it breaks down every single thing that you say. And that's why when I said in the beginning that it's smart for you to take a look at the vicemes or vicemes, if I click this viceme right here, if you take a look at these, you can write your script with these in mind. Now, what I'm hoping is for we get a lot more of these, maybe a little bit more accurate, but this is what makes iClone so dangerous and so amazing. Because as you can see right here, SZ, that makes the C word. Okay? And what's missing is the I. So there's actually an I there, and that's where the IAH came from.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places.
And it does a pretty darn good job. Now you can spend an entire year fixing this up. You can see there's a U right here, and I'm gonna zoom this in. So it says, I see you, right? Right there. And they got the creepy. Now you can move this around.
Creepy places.
That's crazy good. And what's cool about this is there's a little trick that I kind of messed around with. If I break this right here, and I break this right here, since we broke these sections off, we can now even tweak it further if you want by right-clicking that clip and going to the talking style editor. Now this right here even tweaks these further. So if I go to U, I can now tweak just this set of views or this U and mess around with that. So woo, I can make it more or less. Okay. So this is, again, more customization. You can even tweak this per clip that you break, right? So for this one, this is only going to affect this, and I'll show you that. So if we go to 100, 200 here, I'll go right here, is going to see that it's only 100. And it's really good because you really get to tailor how you want it to look. Additionally, if you want to use presets, you can just use these right here. But I usually just use custom, but if you're in a rush, you can do this as well. All right? So speed normal is okay. And that's that.
You still like to meet up in creepy places.
Perfect. And again, you can spend an entire
I told you, I don't work for you anymore.
month on this if you want. But at least what I'm showing you is just the tools. But this is really addicting. It's so fun. So I'm gonna keep going.
I told you.
I told you. Move this a little bit.
Told you. I told you. I don't.
Maybe to the right.
I told you. I don't.
I told. See that told. Now instead of this W here, I'm gonna delete that and see what that looks like.
I told you. I told you. I told you.
Told you. There's a U E here.
I told you. I told you. I don't work for you anymore.
See, that looks better. In my opinion, I guess. This is a little bit late here. So I'm gonna bump it to the left.
You anymore. For you anymore.
Perfect. Control S. Save that. So the next step of this is actually recording the eyebrows. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna have to set up my iClone live face. All right. So I have my live face app now. And what we're going to do is actually, like I said, we're going to be adding the eye motions and the eyebrow motions, right? So to do that, I'm going to my plugins, Motion Live, and I'm going to type in the IP that you're seeing right now on my screen. Okay, and then leave the 999 at the end is okay. Change this to live face. I'm going to remove the mouth because we already have the mouth. I'm going to remove this, okay? Because I want that coming from the Apocalypse, right? So we're going to go new. I don't want head rotation because we're going to be using our motion capture head rotation for that. And then I don't want auto blink. I want to blink myself. Turn on smooth. And let's see if this turns on. And I'll back up a little bit so you can see my whole face. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Clap.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places.
Okay.
What do you want?
So, very important part here, we have to make sure that I have an eye reference in front of me, which I have it right now. I'm looking at my screen. It's actually this right here. So this is going to be the front of me, and then I'm going to act out the scene, all right? And try to mimic it as close as I can to the real things. And then what I'm going to do is press record, and we're going to record a take. 1, 2, 3, clap.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want? I told you, I don't work for you anymore. Look, you have how many agents? 50? Of course not. What did you do now? Oh, yeah? Yeah. I did some prelim work, then the project got axed. You gotta be kidding. But why?
Okay, and then we're going to press stop. And now that's going to record those motion, and you can tweak this as much as you want. You can spend a lot of time in here trying to perfect this, but at least I'm showing you how it's done. So I'm going to stop recording the live face now. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to close this here. Disconnect it. I'm going to go to rocks. I'm going to remove the Viceme here. Click on expression, because now we have this puppet clip. Now again, really good idea to have an audio in there as reference, because now as you saw, I blinked for the clap. So later, I can sync all of that perfectly. Okay, so now that we have all of that, we will now connect this using livelink to Unreal Engine and record it. Fun stuff. All All right, so remember that folder that we downloaded earlier? I'm going to go back to that because we're going to be dragging and dropping some stuff. Okay, so remember that folder that we had earlier? I'm going to go back to that because what I'm going to do now is copy this in our project, right? So I'm going to go to my Relusion series and I'm going to paste this here. This is going to overwrite some things, but that's okay. If we go to content, iClone, we should now have some assets in here, and we also have the MetaHuman dummies already in here as well. So let us open this project now and see if we can connect livelink into iClone. Okay, so what we're going to do next is actually transfer this, I'm going to Control S, to Unreal Engine. So I have the project open here, and I'm going to go to Edit, Plugins, and then I'm going to go to iClone 1.31. I'm going to enable this, and I'm going to restart. And while that's restarting, let me show you how you install that. So I'm kind of working backwards here, but it's okay. We'll get it there. I'm going to type in iClone here. And it's right here. Install the engine, 4.27. That's going to install that engine or this plugin to your engine. All right. And I think they support up to 4.27, which is really good because that's what we have. So I'm just going to go back to our project here and let's see if this turned on. If not, okay, it's good. So we have our sample project here again. What I'll do is I'll turn on livelink, which I already have here. Go to the livelink, and I'm going to turn on my livelink receiver. I'm going to go to my iClone now and scroll back. Plugins, Unreal livelink, which it was already open. All right, and then here we're going to go to Unreal livelink. I'm going to turn off everything because it's on by default. Here, usually it's by default it goes to transfer. No, we just need link. No props. We just want rocks to be transferred. So I'm going to activate the link right now, and I'm going to go to this project. And what I'm going to do is go to the editor, and I'm going to type in CPU. I'm going to uncheck that. Use less CPU when in background. We do not want that. I'm going to go back to iClone, and I'm going to change this to minimal. And I'm also going to hide the timeline because that takes a lot of FPS. We don't need the timeline for now. I'm going to click on our character here, Roxanne. I'm going to change this to rocks. And now, if I see if I can move this here, I'm going to simulate here. And if I play here, minimize. 1, 2, 3, clap.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want?
She's animating. I'm going to press stop because what
Press
we're
stop.
going to do
What did you do now?
is actually record this in a take recorder. So I usually like to do this in unlit. Okay. And I already have the take recorder open right here. If you don't know how to turn it on, just go to Windows Cinematics, take recorder right here. I'm going to click on rocks, click on source actor, BP rocks. Click on this right here. And I'm going to scroll down just to make sure there's nothing funny going on. Usually, there's a reduction of keys here that we do not want. So I'm going to click on take recorder and check that. Animation is okay. Everything should be good. The body is going to record everything. The face, torso. We actually just want the face on this one. So we don't have to do the torso or anything like that. Also the hair. We don't necessarily want to record the hair because it's going to be animated later by my mocap. Okay? So we got the eyebrows, fuzz, eyelashes, mustache, beard. So that's all that's good. Go back right here and we're going to simulate this right here. Press record. Go to iClone, Press play. 1, 2, 3, clap.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want? I told you, I don't work for you anymore. Look, you have how many agents? 50? Of course not. What did you do now? Oh, yeah? Yeah. I did some prelim work, then the project got axed.
And
Gotta
this is
be
why
kidding.
we turn everything
why?
down. So you can get 60 here. So I'm going to press stop. Okay, let's take a look to see if it worked. Looks like it did, so that's good. All right, so I'm going to go to the content browser now, and I'm going to go to this subscene right here. It's animation. And you're going to see that we have this Roxanne top scene 102. We have to remember that name. So let's try to see if we can put everything together here, okay? I'm going to pause this because we don't need it no more. All right, we're going to go to Downtown Alley, Maps, Downtown Alley, save. Okay. And then the way I have this kind of in my head is the guy is going to be sitting right here all suspicious like. And then the girl is going to kind of like come up from this way. All right. So I kind of want it like this and like this. So let's drag and drop her there. Create a new sequence. Alley. All right. 30 frames per second is good. All right. Let's go find our metahumans. Roxanne. Drag and drop her in the scene. Rotate. And let's go ahead and change your LOD to 0. So we can have everything. I'm going to add her to sequencer. Roxanne. Same thing we did in the test map. Body, animation, motion, track, audio, together. And I'm going to rotate her. 1, 2, 3, clap. So the clap's good, but we just get to do the face. Remember, we had to tweak it a little bit on the face, but it's okay. Press 1, face, animation, Roxanne, take recorder. And I think I scooted it over a little. 1, 2, 3, clap.
Thank
1, 2, 3, clap. Let me find it real quick. Let me find that clap, and that's why we did the clapping there. 1, 2, 3, clap. Oh, there's the clap. Saw it. 1, 2, 3, clap. Good. Okay. Let's see.
Thanks for coming.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want?
One of our facilities in Taiwan
I'm going to move this to the right.
ran into some issues.
Control arrow
I
right.
told you, I don't work for you anymore.
This is different.
Look, you have how many agents? 50?
If people find out Uncle Sam had anything to do with this, it won't be good.
Of course not. What did you do now?
I think it's best to see for yourself. Because in a way, you're more involved in this than you think.
Oh, yeah?
Project Red ring a bell?
Yeah. I did some prelim work, then the project got axed.
See, that's the thing. It never stopped.
You gotta be kidding. But why?
Like I said, it's better for you to see it.
Okay, so some of my reaction were late, but that's because I'm not a good actor. But that is how you use iClone, character creator, Relusion, in conjunction with Unreal, right? It's freaking nuts. It's amazing. Like, the animation tools in iClone moving forward, actually been using it for cleanup, you know? And rumor has it iClone 8's coming out soon, which is I'm pretty excited about. But that is it. All you have to do now is do the same exact thing for a male actor, same exact thing that we just did for the female, and there you'll have your short film. Actually, we have the female here, and let's go ahead and drop Phoenix in here so you can kind of get to see what the scene looks like. Well, you already saw it in the preview, but boom, look at that. What a nice jacket. Let's change him to 0 as well. Look at that. Now, I like doing all the recording in an empty map because whenever you do it in a scene like this, depending on your setup in your computer, you might run into some issues. But now you have these two individuals being shady, talking about secret scroll stuff in this dark alleyway.
Thanks for coming.
I see you still like to meet up in creepy places. What do you want?
One of our facilities in Taiwan ran into some issues.
I told you, I don't work for you anymore.
This is different.
Look, you have how many agents? 50?
If people find out Uncle Sam had anything to do with this, it won't be good.
Of course not. What did you do now?
I think it's best to see for yourself. Because in a way, you're more involved in this than you think.
Oh, yeah?
Project Red ring a bell?
Yeah. I did some prelim work, then the project got axed.
See, that's the thing. It never stopped.
You gotta be kidding. But why?
Like I said, it's better for you to see it.